was the possibility of changing the fate of the world for the better, would people do it? The United States has been operating as a country using limited fossil fuels, but what happens when it all runs out? Wouldn't it be more beneficial for the human race to not find out? At this very moment, we are burning fossil fuels that will never be replenished. The clock is ticking away on how long we can make fossil fuels last, and that clock is running every day and every hour. We were made to evolve and learn, so let's do it. Renewable energy, which is energy that is not depleted after its use, is limitless and more sustainable than any other source of energy in history. The numbers have been convincing, as renewables recorded about 9.1% of the world's electricity in 2014, nearly a percentage increase from the previous year. A November 5th, 2021 article in EPA.gov says, generating energy that produces no greenhouse gas emissions and reduction of some types of air pollution will save the planet. Diversifying energy supply and reducing dependence on imported fuels will help. Sea levels are rising, ice caps are melting, and temperatures are soaring. The climate crisis is real, and we need to do all we can to cut down the effects of global warming. Not only are fossil fuels and global warming damaging to our wildlife and environment, they're also having a seriously detrimental effect on our health. Renewable energy is a great invention because it's cheaper and more environmentally friendly than oil. In this presentation, we will examine the effects, explore the causes, and consider solutions to the energy crisis in the United States. Greenhouse gases that are released directly affect climate, creating more of a danger for climate change. Fossil fuels release pollutants that lead to many health concerns such as heart attacks, respiratory disorders, asthma, and can even lead to a premature death. According to a spokesperson for BP America on Methane Matters, last accessed on June 2021, methane currently accounts for about a fifth of man-made global greenhouse gas emissions. Methane has more than 80 times the warming power of carbon dioxide over the first 20 years after it reaches the atmosphere. Therefore, methane plays a part in global warming. Renewable energy uses less water, which also lowers pollutants. Renewable energy lowers your carbon footprint. With this examination of the consequences of energy, let's next examine the causes or reasons why this problem exists. Cars' exhaust systems are releasing pollutants in the air. Also, the countless politicians with their own private jets flying around the world, they're also leaving a carbon footprint. The process of fracking is causing major issues as they inject chemicals into rocks at a high pressure, which allows the gas to come out of the head of a well. It's basically like creating an earthquake in a certain area to get gases to come out, which is terrible. Even nature sometimes harms itself, such as volcanic gases that are released into the air as a volcano erupts. These ashes can spread through the atmosphere, creating major health concerns for humans. Uses of aerosols such as hairspray, Lysol, and more, those emit harmful chemicals, depleting the ozone layer. In the Scientific American, February 11th, 2009, Steve Schlemmer states, sulfur dioxide, which converts to sulfuric acid aerosol, when it hits the stratosphere, can linger there for as long as 7 years after a volcanic eruption has taken place. After exploring these causes, there are a couple possible solutions to consider. Banning fracking will force big companies to look for alternative sources of energy. Because of the intense nature and depth of shale gas drilling, it can cause a wider range of negative effects than conventional gas extraction for the environment and those living near drilling sites. How can we stop fracking? Replace fresh water with recycled water or brine. Besides using waterless fracking system, recycled water and brine also works perfectly in fracking system. Using recycled water and brine conserves fresh water as well as reduces the water pollution caused by traditional fracking systems. An article on What is the Global Energy Crisis? Conservative Energy Future, last updated November 2nd, 2021, states, with current population growth and overconsumption of resources, the consequences of global warming and climate change cannot be ruled out. We need to make cars that are electric and stop making cars that require to run on gas. We need to move towards renewable resources, generating energy that produces no greenhouse gas emissions from fossil fuels and reduces some types of air pollution, diversifying energy supply, and reducing dependence on imported fuels, creating economic development and jobs in manufacturing, installation, and more. Performing energy audits can also make a huge difference. It will give people perspective. We've examined how many things affect Earth and its atmosphere for future generations, explored some possible reasons why there is such an issue with the current energy crisis, and considered how renewable energy could be used to replace these harmful gases, pollutants, and other toxins that are depleting the ozone layer that protects the Earth from being eliminated. If we do nothing, then the Earth will continue to hurl its inhabitants into extinction. The largest corporations will continue to poison our Earth for the mighty dollar. Humanity will continue to suffer until there aren't any humans left. Do something about it. Learn more. Look into your own personal life and see how you can take the first step towards renewable energy. The first step always starts with each individual. It's easy for people to say to themselves, I'm just one person. How can I affect change for the entire Earth? Changing the world starts with one individual at a time. Educating ourselves about what is happening to our planet is a great first step to take. The more you know, the more you can combat the issue personally and with like-minded groups who share the same passion. If you don't care about the planet, then the alternative is losing our future, friends, and family to this silent but deadly problem.